It's amazing how the scenery changes in a few kilometres. This is the start of the Gibb River Road. We're turning off the road to go and see the grotto. We're here to visit the grotto. It has one of the most dangerous set of steps that we have ever seen. One slip and you go over the edge. And there's a lady contemplating. And as you go down, there's some more. The grotto is located 30k from Wyndham, and it has 140 man-made steps to the bottom, and the estimated depth of water is 300 feet. And in the wet season, which we're in the dry season, it has spectacular waterfalls. And there's someone negotiating the steps right now. And here is a lone boab tree growing out of the wall of the rock. And these are the steps that we negotiated when we came here last time, right to the bottom. Absolutely no handrail. And this is the view to the bottom of the grotto, where we walked 9 years ago. The edge of the steps are in the right-hand corner of the picture, and I'll just raise up here to look down the gorge. This would be the waterfall when it was raining. It would be majestic. And this is where the water would go. Down here somewhere, the tessellated rock along the edge is rather beautiful too. This is what it's like to stand at the top of a dry waterfall. And now it's to walk back to the vehicle. We're now back on the highway and we're heading north to Wyndham. We're looking out at the Coburn Range, and it's from a lookout about 30k south of Wyndham. It's rather special. So far, it's been a rather bleak entrance to the town. It has a town square with a huge crocodile in it. We are travelling out to the port. It's all rather bleak. We've heard about Rusty's shed way back. We're taking in a cup of coffee at the Rusty Shed Cafe at WYNDHAM Port. The tide is out at WYNDHAM, and this is a floating jetty, and you can see the lines of where the high tide is. Very soon we'll go to the lookout that is up there, and you can look over all the rivers that flow into this area. And this is a view along the coast towards the shipping port. The weather is just beautifully warm, and this is the end of the floating jetty. It goes up and down with the tides. This is the ramp down to the jetty. Would be interesting to be back here at high tide, but we must move on. We've been looking around the port of WYNDHAM, and now we're going back to the township. We're visiting the Pioneer Cemetery, and it's a very harsh environment here. All these small grave sites are the men from the meatworks, and it must have been a pretty dramatic day when they buried all these men. People didn't live to great ages back in the late 1800s. This is really one place you would call nearly the end of the earth. And now we're just driving back through WYNDHAM. Croc, croc, croc from the main street of WYNDHAM. We're now at the top end of the Gibb River Road, and of course we're not travelling that way, but this is just for the record. We took a picture down at Derby, and here we are at the top end near KUNUNURRA. They are quite long miles between Derby and KUNUNURRA. We stayed overnight at Fitzroy Crossing and did the Geeky Gorge. We stayed off-road here just south of Halls Creek, and we stayed in a gravel quarry just north of Doon Doon Roadhouse, and the quarry had a magnificent view. We're now in KUNUNURRA. We're staying a few days here to have a rest and a look around. And then it's but a short trip out of Western Australia into the Northern Territory. And this is the big picture. We are at KUNUNURRA now, and we're going for a drive in the Miramar National Park, and they call this the Mini Bungle Bungles. It's very, very nice. This is really beautiful, and it is so peaceful and tranquil. This is easier than driving over that rough road to the Bungle Bungles. These rocks are so similar to that of the Bungle Bungles. Layer on layer. This is a typical cemetery scene in this part of the world. And in the middle of this cemetery, Old Man Boab looks over everyone. This morning we are at Kelly's Lookout, and this is overlooking the town of KUNUNURRA and the Ord River scheme. It's very green here, and we can't see the water, but it's there, and that's looking out towards the airport. And we came through the ranges in the distance from WYNDHAM, and now we're taking in some of the plantation area, and these are sandalwood trees. Yeah, 9 years ago there were lots of market gardens, but now it's been realised that the sandalwood tree is the thing that grows very successfully here. This is the peak behind us, and you can see the town water tank, and the water here is beautiful, lovely to drink. And there is another vantage point up there. We're up as high as the Optus Tower in front of me, in the middle of the picture. We're just driving past a sandalwood plantation, and these trees were just being planted 9 years ago. Louise would know a lot more about this type of irrigation with these black pipes. She's climbed over many a bank when she was in the rice industry. We're on our way to the sandalwood factory, so we shall be learning more. We're visiting the sandalwood factory, and when we were through this area 9 years ago, we visited the other end of the organisation, Mount Romance at Albany, and went over their factory for the perfumes and things. We're not sure what vegetable that they're growing here, but it's nice and green, and that's a crop of something else that we can't determine. We're just going into the hoochery, where I think this is a liquor store with a variety of KUNUNURRA made drinks. Famous for its Ord River rum. Let's go and just smell it, eh? And this is inside if you wish to take something to eat. And I've just taken a picture of those Kimberley maidens. And in the scheme of things, we are here, and you can see KUNUNURRA coming up in the bottom of the picture. And then coming up from the bottom is Lake Argyle. And now we're travelling back to KUNUNURRA. On the right is Kelly's Lookout, and straight in front of us is the Miramar National Park, and our caravan park is just in front of it. We're nearly back into KUNUNURRA. This is rather a nice place to have a caravan park. We're heading out for a cruise on the river and to see the sunset. Should be rather nice. This all looks very, very nice.
There's Lily Creek Lagoon that we've just come down and out of. We're sitting right here on Lake KUNUNURRA. I pointed out, you just can't see it around the corner. There's the diversion dam which forms Lake KUNUNURRA. As itself, the top dam, the Ord Dam, which forms Lake Argyle, that's 55 kilometres up there waterways.
But as you remember, the diversion dam was completed in 1963.
While we're staying in KUNUNURRA, we're going to visit Lake Argyle, which is 34 k's ahead. It's an incredibly blue sky this morning. These ranges are absolutely beautiful. They were again giving fire warnings out to tourists this morning travelling in this area. All this is very inflammable. The ranges are a picture wherever you go up here. These ranges are massive. And the country is altering a little bit with these lovely tall trees. These are like the mountains in New Zealand, but we are in Oz. Magnificent. That is just beautiful. Take a look at this. And out here. Wow. We can see the lake through there. Absolutely majestic. The camera just can't take in the majesty of this place.